Sneaker fiends, los internetos, what's really Gucci?
Hello and welcome to another installment of the Busy Works podcast. It's your host, Angry Black. Today I'm here with the one, the only low-life head, sneaker fiend, internet addict, Dallas Penn. What's going on, man?
Internets. Los Internetos. What's going on?
What's up? Good to have you here, man. How you doing
Good
today?
to be here, bro. Good to be here.
It's warm as hell outside right now.
Yeah, man. Yo, it's that time. It's that time of the year, man.
Sundress season, as I like to call it.
Oh, man. Just smell the pheromones in the air. I feel like women just be waiting for the opportunity not to wear underwear.
Oh, my God.
So that smell could just get wafted up.
So now we know why all the January, December babies are running around.
Exactly.
This is the best time of year. Honestly, I love it. You got the booty shorts are in full effect. Like it's a great time to be alive.
All the time is a great time to be alive. I mean, I love the mystery, like in a long trench coat sometimes, them long winter wool coats, and you just imagine. Now your imagination now is there's little left to the imagination.
It's better that way because now it's especially if you have a weak will or weak imagination. You can just kind of envision the outline and just go from there.
Well, your imagination has to take to another level now. Now you gotta imagine who got that good. You look at somebody walking and you say, "Oh man, she ain't even got her walk together yet."
The pickings get a little easier though, man. Come on.
She ain't even got her walk together yet, man. How good could that thing be? She don't even know how to walk.
Still recovering
in
from
the
the night
heels
before.
Yet. Oh, it's still. There's always. My imagination is crazy. Although I'm married now, so I don't,
Yeah.
I don't act on it, but I still laugh to myself.
Let's
Laugh at
just disregard all that other stuff. But yeah, you were in SneakerCon in Chicago this weekend.
Yes,
Want to
indeed.
tell us a little bit about that real quick?
SneakerCon, the greatest sneaker show on earth. If you've done any other convention, Dunk Exchange, Sneaker Pimps, shout out to Sneaker Summit and even Kickspo. Soul Exchange,
yeah,
who I don't fuck
one.
with. No. No. Shout out to my man Joe. If he wasn't messing with sneakers, he'd be doing pornography. But I mean, that's why SneakerCon is so dope, because the guys that run it, the guys that administer it, are sneakerheads to the. I'm not even a sneakerhead. Like these dudes are sneakerheads. I go into the office, the SneakerCon office, and we disappear for hours in sneaker talk.
Get lost in the sauce.
Absolutely. The speculation on where the game's going, the speculation on what release is going to be hot. It's interesting because, these guys, their fingers are really on the button of the culture. And they've just helped me become a better sneakerhead also, just by politicking and building with them.
Yeah. So is it like better than like the New York scene, the Chicago area, or is that like kind of comparable?
New York is the draw in New York is still the greatest, because remember now, Chicago's a great hub.
Yeah.
So Chicago's drawing people. I'm talking with folks from Detroit, from the Nap, Indianapolis, Cleveland folks make it there, St. Louis folks. So Chicago's a hub,
Of the
and
Midwest,
of course Chicago
for
Midwest. Absolutely. Where New York City's the hub for the Northeast. So you've got DC, down from DC up to Boston, finding their way into the New York show.
Yeah.
And the New York show just is, that's critical mass when they do it in New York. Over 10,000. Like the last New York show, I think, had 12,000 attendees. So, I mean, it's just an incredible environment to be around every aspect of sneaker culture.
Right.
So, I mean, someone like myself who's been buying his own kicks since he was 13, 14, and that was in 1983, to someone who is 13, 14 now.
I've been buying kicks for like a year and a half.
Yeah, buying kicks since, yesterday.
Yeah.
Just turned 14, just got their allowance, just got, and has their folks right there with them buying a pair of Pirate Black Yeezy Boosts for $900.
Oh man, I should have sold the pair for $900. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's the going rate.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't even get your money up if you want to try to get inside the Yeezy Nike project. the Yeezy 1, Yeezy 2.
Well, it's kind of funny how the market has kind of deflated for that now with this Adidas hype. And that kind of goes into the topic discussion that we're talking about as well. Like,
you say the market's deflated on the Nike Yeezy project? I mean, they're still fetching several thousand.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, but not as many several thousands as they were before.
That's true. I mean, but that was... I think that was a false market anyhow, where you find out people paying $15,000 or $20,000.
Oh, 15, 20 grand. Where you get that figure from?
15. Those are numbers I've seen bandied about for Solar Red Yeezy 2.
Oh no! I thought the Red October was like the pinnacle of all that. I mean, maybe Red October is in Solar Reds, but that was at like 5, 6, not 15. Like that's a car right there, man.
Listen, you've seen the headlines. 15. Maybe I'm making up 20, but I definitely saw someone bought that Red October.
I don't doubt it, but it's just like at that point, it's just like why? Like what? You just have to have the bread. Like it's like all right,
yeah.
I just want to give somebody $15K for this. Like that's kind of ridiculous at that point. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I could think of like I could go to the bodega for $15K for every day for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much, you could bathe in quarter water, at least for several years with $15K. But I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. For me, even at $1,000, it no longer makes sense. We've kind of lost. We've lost our mind. Although I did just spend $800.
Almost reached the threshold. Okay.
Yeah, I spent $800 for the Galaxy phone DS.
Recently?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's 2016, man. Come on.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, I can't say why, but did it really mean that much to you, the Galaxy phone?
It meant that much to me. It did.
Respect.
It did.
I can't say nothing about
it.
That.
It did. My wife kind of looked at me like, "Yo,
Ass
do not buy
backwards,
no
like...
more Grail shoes." All right.
Put those away forever.
Yeah. But it was just a shoe that I really, really wanted. I chased after it hard. That release weekend didn't get it, and a few people laughed at me because I have this Tianjin Foamposite.
Yeah. Which
someone even offered me $4,000 for, and I kept it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I didn't offer the shoes. I didn't give the shoes away for that amount. But it was just a shoe that I just wanted.
Yeah.
And it really burned in my heart. Now I'm chasing another Grail, this Dornbecker 6.
Ooh, DS or
DS?
Okay,
DS,
okay.
dead stock.
Are you a DS like a person, like one of those types?
I am that person for shoes that I probably aren't going to wear.
Okay.
You know, because if I did find a great deal for it unDS'd, it'll be good too, because then I could get right to wearing it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't expect that I'm ever going to wear this Galaxy Foamposite.
I feel that. That's love, man. That's love.
You know, I'm just gonna like bury me in those, man.
I will die in these shoes. Yeah. Right.
Put those on my hand though, but on my foot put the Tianjin Foamposite. On my hands,
got some on your ears too. You know.
Yeah.
Just,
you know what I mean.
Good measure.
Some around my neck like medallions, but yeah.
All right, man. So let's just get into this topic here, and it's like mostly where are we heading? Like, it's like, and we kind of just touched on that like before. It's like not as much about the money as it is now. So is sneaker culture, was it like better off back then, or are we better off now in the age of the internet where we have all the information so accessible and there's a collab every weekend, and it's just like you've never seen this many people buying sneakers or buying clothes or anything like that until like the last 5 years, especially, where it's just boomed like exponentially to the point where people are literally making a career off of sneakers in one form or another,
and reselling them and doing the just being part of the game somehow, whether it's reselling or whatever it is. I think that it's fantastic. One, it's fantastic because at this point in time, a brand like Nike is still developing new styles while they have this catalog of classic silhouettes that they tweak and rebuild or sometimes just retro outright the original build. So we've got more shoes than in our entire existence.
Yeah.
We've never had this many different styles of shoes available to us. When I was a young dude, you had either a white pair of shoes or black pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm. No real variety.
No colors.
You got every color in the bag of Skittles right now.
No colors. You could have got a little blue or red accent on your joint, but you had canvas and rubber shoes. Oh, you were fancy if you got something with suede or leather on it.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh, snap, your parents spent that
You're also getting robbed for that same.
Well, that was the thing too. Your parents didn't want to spend that bread because it was like, all right, wait a minute, you too young to have a pair of sneakers that someone's going to beat you up for.
Yeah, it's coming right off your feet anyway. So,
So I mean, we're in a wonderful time for people who love sneakers because of the availability and accessibility of so many different shoes. At the same time, I mean, the idea of sneaker culture, it's got to tip to critical mass pretty soon, simply because it's incredible to me for someone to be able to mark up a shoe 500% from the retail price, and people are scrambling to buy that resale.
Well, it's a thing where certain people, and I've seen this time and time again, where people don't even try. Like they know that they won't get it, so they'll just take the L and then they'll save up. Like, and I saw the other day with the Super Green release, there were so many people that just immediately conceded, like didn't even try, and they did put in a conscientious effort to like really stop bots. With the, I don't know if you tried online for that release at all.
I didn't try it. I thought I had the hook. This is the horrible part. I thought I had the hook. Messing with someone, working with someone who has an in with Supreme. So I'm like, great, rubbing my hands together. Great, I'm gonna get this release. I don't have to go too crazy. All right, I'm not even acting crazy, but I just wanted the red. I didn't want to say, let me get the red and the snakeskin and the obsidian. Let me get them all. Yeah. I just was being calm and easy. Boom, my hookup was not a hookup. So then someone else said, oh, DP, you looking for the shoe? I got you, size 12. Red. I said, boom, fantastic. I'll be back from SneakerCon on Monday. Let me get these shoes from you. Yeah. Came back on Monday. I'm like, bro, let me link up with you. He was like, oh man, I sold them. I was like, you kill me.
That's the bullshit right there, man. Yeah. That's just scumbaggery 101 right there.
No, I mean, I can't fault nobody. I mean, get your money, get your bread up.
At that point though, like, it's not even like, if it's, my thing is like, it's worth making, a connection is worth more than anything, any dollar amount. Like, I have a friend in Australia, and he wanted a pair, and this is a dude who, you know, he has no access to Supreme or Kith or any of that shit. So it's like he needs an American or just somebody that has like a direct access to one of those stores. And I'll just do him the oop because I knew like those shoes were not going to go for much. And even then, I'd rather just help this dude out because
that's dope.
Like, I've been friends with him for a while, and it's like it's worth like, yo, I got you this pair of shoes.
That's dope.
Like, I mean, like, and I did just say earlier that I was reselling Yeezys and shit, but that's like a whole different thing where that's like a.
Hold on for a second. I don't have a problem with people reselling anything, simply because I go to Macy's. What's Macy's but a reseller?
Well, that's any kind of clothing store you can make the argument for.
Anybody. Foot Locker is a reseller. Foot Locker doesn't manufacture these items.
Yeah,
they buy them from a company who actually contracts another company to build them. And then they resell the shoes. So reselling is a part of the culture from the gate.
Well, I wouldn't say that it's more the culture aspect of it, more so that's just business. Now, people, there's like, this culture is like supposed to be about, I feel like at least, where you're sharing and you're wearing dope stuff and it's like, yo, I got these,
That's part of the culture.
But then this reselling aspect is kind of killing it because now it's just about money. Like,
that's part of the culture.
Because people aren't even interested in shoes like now anymore.
That's
like,
right.
Can I get bread for these? Like, can I make some money off?
Is this an investment? is this an investment vehicle? This shoe, and you know what? That all of this is part of the culture. Will some of this stuff have to get pulled off in a few years? Absolutely. Simply because we're going to reach a point where there's just too many damn shoes for regular people to keep stocked in their cribs, waiting to sell to someone.
Well, can we not reject that part of the culture? I feel like if like collective, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen because thirst outweighs sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Every time.
Absolutely.
But if we as a collective just like stopped buying resale, like it's literally supply and demand. You know, if there's no demand,
will not happen.
It's never going to happen.
Never going to happen.
It's not a idealistic type thing, but
right, and too Pollyannish, and also, I mean, you know, when you have a shoe that has some hype value. You know, shouldn't you be allowed to kind of sell it for what the market is requesting?
No doubt. But to go after and go around every Foot Locker in a 20-mile radius, scoop up every pair of flu games that I know this is about to happen in 12s,
yes,
and then resell them for a $20 markup after PayPal fees, shipping. It's like, yo, is that really worth it at that point? Like, just get a job. Like, come on, son.
You're talking about the Jordan Retro 12, black and red, flu game. They call now because
that's what they're calling it now.
That's what they're calling it. But they had a flu game release. What was that? Was that 2010?
It was not that long ago. It was 2010 to 2012.
Okay, so a few years ago. And is the build on this flu game going to be identical to that one?
Well, it's supposed to be better because this one's supposed to be remastered.
Oh, remastered,
quote
right.
And then, they mark up the price. For every little point in the acronym they give you, it's like extra $20.
Man. Nike is the master of hype.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But Adidas is also now capitalizing that as well. And we were kind of talking about this too with the whole Kanye thing. But not even that, but they've done so many little things to kind of support that. That was just like their jumping off point. And they did like the whole thing with the NMDs where they were signing random celebrities, influencers, and Nike tried to do that with the Air Max Con thing. But Adidas is like doing so many little things where I feel like it's really just all about hype now, and they're just trying to get as many like famous people like to wear their shit, just so like the kids mostly are building it up rather than like building like real like quality shoes. Not to say that the Ultra Boost, the Yeezy Boost, what else is another shoe? The NMD,
NMD Chukka. What happened to Adidas' ZX Flux? I felt like that was kind of like their gateway offering to be kind of comparable to the
Boost
Roshi.
Now. They're on Boost.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. It's all about the Boost. It's all about the Boost
now. And
Boost is their statement to Air. Okay, Nike has Air, of course. Now Adidas has Boost.
But see, what people I feel like don't realize that the Boost is new. Like that's something that came out within the last 2 years. Nike Air is history. Like you. Oh man, I'm about to get started. But
no, go ahead.
You could go back. Just Air Max 1s, Air Max 90s. There's so many historic colorways and stories.
Yes.
And intricate details behind every shoe, rather than the NMD that dropped last week. That's a digicam or some shit like that. It's like there's no story behind that. There's no feel behind that. That's just some.
They're gonna have to manufacture that. I mean, this the same way Nike had to manufacture their narrative for Air. My dream for Nike Air is that like one day I buy myself a box of Nike Air, and when I open that box, there's no shoe in there. It's just Niki Air. And you know what Nike Air is? Nike Air is the smell of like a redwood.
Chinese sweatshop workers.
Yes, redwood sequoias from the West Coast, from the Oregon area, and Tinker Hatfield farts. I'll give Kanye the majority of credit for this because I mean we've had entertainer / artist sneaker collaborations since the 80s, since Run DMC talked about their Adidas, since 50 Cent had the G-Unit shoe, which was a rip of the Rod Laver. Jay-Z had the S. Carter, which was a rip of the Gucci trainer shoe. So we've had people dabbling. It wasn't until Kanye's vision and focus, which was like really determined, really serious, and really kind of just broke the mold, because that first Nike Kanye project, that's like a Air Assault platform with this big lateral strap with this.
Well, for the time, that was, what was that, 2010, 2009 or something like that?
No, before then. A couple years before then. I don't know what year.
Yeah.
I don't know. All this stuff, I'm so old now, everything melts into itself.
But basically, it's that was the representative of the time. Like, that was indicative of the time. Like, that shit was hot because that was at the time where people were starting to get into the flannels over the waist and all the other craziness that people were doing back then. But you kind of see that shifted, and now we're on running sneakers right now. Where I feel like years ago, like his vision from Nike probably wasn't running a sneaker. That's probably what they gave him. They're like, "Yo, we're doing this. Come up with something."
We're pulling the running sneaker trend actually from Europe,
most definitely.
particularly England. England, they go they lose their shit for quote unquote trainers.
Oh my god.
That's their, but they love running shoes on that side. And what's interesting too is I got to take a trip to London, and I love telling people that, man, I was in London 15 years ago, and the culture, sneaker culture, and just swag culture in general, so dramatically shifted because social media flattened our planet.
Yeah.
You know, it used to take time for a trend or something hot for the world to turn and for it to be translated in another place. Now, man, people put it on the gram, people snap it. You know, social media allows us to hype.
So is
virtually at the same time.
Is that a thing that you think is taken away from the culture too? That we just have all this access to constant information through the and it's too many platforms. I even almost feel like I'm having a brain aneurysm every time.
The glass is always half empty, in my view. Or maybe is it half full? Well, I'm trying to say
half
positive.
Full. Yeah.
Half full?
Half full.
Okay, half full. Okay. Good. Yes.
He got it, guys. He got it.
Right. I don't like I don't know whether falling off the wagon or am I on the wagon. You know, but
somewhere in between. The
idea of I'm just always looking for the optimistic side. And I'm like, man, listen, this is dope. This is dope. Like my man in Australia, he would not have had access without, you know, y'all connection and information being passed as freely as it is. So that was, you know, that was a super blessing, a super come up for dude.
That's true.
You know, that's the way we have to look at it. We have to look at it like, man, listen, everyone is gonna get an opportunity to flourish.
So it shouldn't be a thing where people are mad that like, oh, like my secret spot got revealed because now everybody's on it, or like this shoe that I really wanted is now hyped up because everybody's on it.
No. I think that was our old thinking, where we wanted everything to be very scarce. But I think in the new world order, we have to be happy that we're sharing style and we're sharing information and we're sharing our secret spots with total strangers, not just with our peeps, but with total strangers.
But a lot of people still feel that way. That's like, I mean, I still feel like the old Vanguard is still like very there and feel very present, and they still feel very strongly that, yo, like I don't really be fucking with nobody like knowing about my spots or my shoes, or like, yo, get off my wave or whatever.
Right.
And that's especially when the train, like you were saying, the trainers blew up. Not so much like Yeezys and stuff, but like Asics in particular after the whole like Ronnie Feed craze, New Balances. After that really kicked up, that got a lot of people upset because runners, I didn't know about runners. Nobody knew about runners like that. And not saying I'm like representative.
That's not true. I mean, we were always, New Balance was always churning out incredible product. Great bills on their shoes, great materials on their shoes. I'm glad that people got tuned into Asics and Saucony, and of course, well, New Balance, I feel like we were already there because those guys are making great effing shoes. Yeah. Forget about the brand name and just hold these shoes and look at the material that they're using and be like, yo, these are real fucking dope shoes that deserve to be over $100. You know, we got these other brands that are making this knit, synthetic, plastic bullshit that it's like, wait a minute, why is this fucking shoe $200? Yeah. Why is this LeBron 13 $250? Why is this foam posit shoe, which I'm buying at retail, mind you, $250? This shit is fucking a piece of foam. Yeah. So why?
It's made by NASA.
You know, I mean, I understand the technology at a certain point that's built into the price, but I mean, it's just foam, and it can't be that expensive to generate. It can't be.
My thing is though, like unless I get like a live video feed of seeing the Asian worker like really slaving over that, see the cow being killed, like that's what makes me want it. I get that from New Balance. Yeah, I have no problem forking over $240, $300 for.
I don't even feel like the cow was killed. I feel like the New Balance cow was lovingly kissed in the mouth. All right, it was finger banged. It was treated, you know, before it gave of its skin. It willingly gave it because it was loved, and that's why this suede is so supple.
He did it for the company.
Yeah. No. He was like, yes, take me.
So we should just accept that it's done, and then just completely move on. Like this is a new wave. This is a new age.
You have to accept that if that's the shoe that you want to own. There are still shoes though that hit clearance. All right, and it's not that they're trash. It's that they lack the hype of a Jordan or whatever shoes being hyped, and people are not jumping at them. But there's still great, dope shoes to pick up for cheap.
Could agree with that.
And it's like, I mean, people who claim to love sneakers, if they really start to love sneakers and not so much love the shit that other people are loving, the hype, right? Yeah. Then they can find these shoes, they can find these pairs, man, and do their thing and get great deals and great shoes for cheap, man. There's a run of New Balance inside Marshall stores right now. MT 580s.
Ooh,
for $49.99.
580s are the wave. I like 580s.
It's a dope shoe.
Yeah.
It's a dope model. They've got a bunch of different colorways. So I mean, having a great shoe that's comfortable, kick around in, and you know, and I mean, you know, if you put your fit together, you know, you're chilling. It's available to you, but it's not. There's no hype there.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, and see that's the thing. We're kind of at a point in the culture where, and that's, I feel like that's a bad thing, where hype is like the main like driver. Like it shouldn't be a thing where this has to be limited. You have to jump through 10 hoops. You got to give your left kidney and a testicle,
right?
And do all this craziness just to get a shoe. Like, not to say that, you know, because we're past the point where you can just stroll in and be like, like, can I get this? But I shouldn't have to, you know, give a blood sacrifice or do all this ridiculousness.
Well,
to simply buy a shoe.
Well, hold on. You don't have to. You don't have to do that.
Okay.
But for a hype shoe, that's the rigor of getting a hype shoe,
because they make all the good subjectively colorways hype, and it's just a thing where they kind of push it to the fact that you can't get like all the clearance shoes that you're talking about. Mind you, there are some, like you said, some really great deals. I'm sure the 580 colorway you were talking about is probably really good. But at the same time, if, for example, the Ronnie Fieg Super Greens, I'm never going to find that colorway on a GR. Like, I'm never going to find that colorway even come remotely close to any other shop could conjure up or whatever. But, like, I have to get those from Kith. And to get those from Kith, like, I have to go through that crazy ordeal.
Yes. But that's all part of the hype wave. Hype wave means you're going to have to jump through some hurdles. You're going to have to be part of that, really. I mean, the good thing is it's still a pretty small group that runs after Ronnie Fieg stuff. Ronnie Fieg. But yes, but Ronnie. Salutes to Ronnie. Congrats to him for having this wave that he has. I mean, it's still he can still, it can get crazier. Yeah. For his releases, it can get crazy.
There's no doubt about it.
Okay, I mean, it's dope and it pops and it cracks, and I see those lineups, but it could get even crazier.
Could be a Jordan lineup.
That's the thing. It can get to the point where, I mean, I've gone to lineups and there are people online and they don't even know the shoe that's dropping.
They're just there just to be there.
They're just there because they know this is Jordan that's being released. I don't know what number it is. I don't have any other connection really to the shoe other than the fact that it's just gonna be hot in my hood. So
that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost that numbs my mind sometimes, and that makes me say, man, listen, like, damn.
That's another thing where I personally think that's a fault to the culture, where camp out culture is, and that's really was like the bread and butter for like sneakers, because even for hype sneakers, you still have to camp out, but not an entire day. But now we're at the point, like, you got to camp. Even, I think they started with Yeezy 2s, where dudes were camping outside of, you know, Nike and Foot Lockers for boutiques for over a week.
Oh, Yeezy 1 dudes were camping. Yeezy 1 dudes were camping for a stretch, man. I was kicking it with some kids in front of a Foot Locker flagship on 34th who had a weekend for the Yeezy 1.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's absurd, even.
Yep.
That's a detriment to the culture right there.
Well, hold on. Don't say detriment now, because I'll tell you what was dope about that. And I had never seen that. I had never experienced that before. But what it did was it allowed a bunch of cats to kind of commune, and by commune, you're building community.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the people that kept their shoe, dope. The people that cashed out, you know, I still run into some of the cats that I interviewed during those Yeezy One lineups, those Yeezy One campouts,
Back in
rather.
the day.
Yeah, and some of them are still in the game. Some of them are out. Because it's gotten
A lot of people.
It's gotten to the point where they're just like, it's too much now. But that those instances help build community, and you connect to kids from all over the place who we're all lining up for the shoe. One, because we like it, or two, because we know we can resell it and get some money for our time. I always felt like the resale was never really valuable for the time that you spent out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, because at that point, for the hours that you're putting in, and then for the fact that you're not showering, definitely no girls there, so you're looking like a fool with your boys for an entire week, just eating trash and just treating yourself like trash. But you could work for that same time and make more or double, rather than just standing outside and just being a bum. Like what at that point? What's the difference between you and like the bum sitting across the street from you on 34th Street?
Well, I mean, the bum has no sneaker aspirations. All right, you got sneaker aspirations. But speaking of that, just to go on a tangent a little bit, I'm in DC one weekend, and the bums in DC sneaker game was fire. I was like, yo, I'm about to just become a bum. Like, yo, they were rocking foams, J's.
Man.
This is a few years ago, but I was just bugging how like all these homeless cats in DC had heat on their feet.
What's the craziest pair you ever seen a bum rock?
Man, it would have been in DC this weekend, and I feel like some bum dude had on some Jordan, some ridiculous Jordan. Was it a Jordan 1?
We're kind of at that point where even, no offense, of course, homeless dudes are like breaking necks out here. Like,
yeah. It was just, I can't even remember the model, but I just remember seeing just so many homeless dudes through that stretch of the weekend. And I was just like, yo.
It's a shift, man. So, throughout all that, like, are we better off now? Like, can you distinctively say, like, right now in 2016, May, early June, whatever, that we're good? Like, we can, like, is it gonna decline? Are we gonna like come back up to like being more together and less money hungry, or like more about like the culture, or is the resale, is like the hype, is the entertainment aspect, like are all those factors combined the culture now? Like what can we say?
Well, what I will say is that I feel like sneaker culture mirrors our consumerist culture here in America pretty close.
Okay.
So the decline that we might speak of, I don't think that decline happens in sneaker culture without being synonymous and being in line, congruous with our own culture. So I'm not really looking for a decline in sneaker culture, simply because that means we're having some other larger economic problems in our country.
Wow.
We're talking about, Wall Street falling apart. We're talking about, the government shutdown. So,
man, I don't want to get into that, but
yeah. So I'm not looking for it. I'm not looking for it.
Yeah.
But there will be. I imagine there'll be there'll be some kind of shift that's going to happen within this year, simply because it's time for
something to happen.
Yeah, it's time for something to happen. It's time for this brand, Jordan, which has just been so dominant over 3 decades, to either relinquish its dominance or to reassert its dominance.
I think that they're going to pull some shit out, honestly, because you don't maintain decades of dominance without a trick up your sleeve. Mm-hmm. And even though Adidas, I don't know if you've seen this, Adidas is now number 2. They surpassed Skechers recently. They recently, like 2 days ago, did this thing with the factory switch to like put themselves in like a better ethical mindset for people. But yeah, you don't surpass. I mean, you don't like contain that, or you don't maintain that rather, without a plan, like a plan B. Yeah. And if it really is a thing where they don't have a plan B, like they're fucked. Like at that point.
Yeah. So I'm just looking for something to happen within this year. Simply because we've got so many eyes on sneakers, to the point where they are just a cultural requirement across the board, not just for people who fuck with sneaker culture, who fuck with kicks, but for people who don't even mess with kicks. People who don't, have no connection to sneakers. They're attracted to it. Their eyes are on it. So what we're tipping towards is what you call critical mass, where, the people are waiting online for Jordans and they don't even know what shoe they're waiting for. Yeah. We're going past that. We're going way past that. We're gonna have grandmas in J's. But I'm excited for what's in front of us. Whatever is in front of us.
Yeah. So time for a little question and answer here. From Twitter we have @KingRel_. Shouts out with the Lakers AVI. He wants to know, will we ever get a Dallas Penn podcast?
If you really, really want to fucks with some Dallas Penn, me and my wife do this thing called the Newlyweds podcast.
Yeah, I was seeing that. What's that all about?
Yeah, that's just me and my wife. That's just me and my wife talking about news, views, and things that come to our minds. Yeah, as a married couple.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you don't have to be married to enjoy it, but it would help.
All right, support the Newlyweds. And Second Street Studios from Instagram, he wants to know, or she or whatever, you can never tell these days, but what are your favorite hip hop tribute sneakers?
Favorite hip hop tribute sneakers? What does that mean?
Anything that's like a homage to hip hop. So for instance, the Raekwon Deodoras, for instance.
Okay. Wow, damn. I was gonna say the illest hip hop tribute sneaker are those FUBU Tupac joints.
Ooh.
That were available in like Ross stores and like AJ Wright. And they had probably going down to like $9.99, and then it was also like a Scarface pair.
Yeah,
it was like a fake Air Force One with like a Tony Montana Scarface image on it.
Those sound hard.
Yeah. Okay. No, those are all crap. Yeah. The Packer Deodora is matter of fact. I'll tell you what. Shouts to Mike Packer, who made sure I got a pair of those. And he actually has me scrambling to pick up other Deodora shoes made in Italy. Yeah. I love the silhouette of that N9000 shoe.
It's an amazing shoe.
It's a tremendous shoe.
I mean, the silhouette is not the best, but just quality wise, like that, I shed a tear looking at something that was like in person. You feel that? It's like, God damn. It's like,
yeah, beautiful. Such a well-made shoe that I ran and chased down several other pairs of N9000 just because I was like, man, listen, the build on the shoe is incredible. I don't know that they're actually made in Italy. For real.
Up for debate.
For real. But that's all right. The shoe is still great material, still well made. You still want the shoe that they're saying is made in Italy. Mm-hmm. You still want that one because that one, the material that they're putting on those is just superior. Yeah. Superior quality. And I mean, it made me chase down a whole bunch of other Deodora. I had to pick up a Bjorn Borg tennis shoe. Borg Elite. Bjorg. What is Bjorn Bjorg? Bjorn Bjorg.
You gotta say it with like a saying.
Do you want to say Bjorn Bjorg in the fjord.
Bjorn.
So I went and chased one of those down, man, but that was not made in Italy. All right, that one was made in China, whatever. Right. So, but it's cool though. It's cool. It's a white tennis shoe.
All right. So, out of all those? What's the top one? What's the one that you would fiend for the most?
Oh, the Raekwon.
The Raekwons.
The purple tapes.
Those are a classic. And even though, I mean, it's crazy how like I feel like Packers is one of those shops where maybe not consistently, but when they do it, they do it.
Yes. Yes. I mean, on that shoe right there, and then Packer had another one. Packer had this Azori, what do they call this Deodora N9000? Azori something, but it's a dedicated to Italy. Got a nice Italian flag on the insole, but this crazy, crushing blue suede and then beautiful perforated leather on the toe box. Oh my fucking God. Like, I haven't worn those yet, but those shoes they killed it.
Those are some shirts you just look at and just like,
yeah.
You know, it's like.
I mean, you have those certain pairs that, that when you love sneakers, you take that shoe out of the box and you're like, yo, and you just touch it and you smell inside the shoe and it's like, you take out your ends, you just smell it and touch it and then you put everything back together and you fold it up real nice and put it back in the box. But I will wear those one day. I just, not yet.
It's not time.
Not
time.
Yo, ain't that he's not that cat. Got that and he never shot that gat. Clever spot rats, face plate glisten. He got that and hate for Jake Snake Plissken. Y'all got the wrong tape by mistake. Listen to it, listen. Crack to save his cakes missing. Backs to break to take.
So that kind of wraps it up for the episode. Thank you, Dallas, for coming to the Dirty Jersey for this episode. Really appreciate giving us your time here today.
Why not? Internet's, little do y'all know, I came out to paradise. All right, the neighborhood this studio records in is paradise.
Oh no!
No, it was good. It was good to come out here, man. And thank you for the invite, bro.
Yeah, man. No doubt. I'm glad I could link up with you. So you want to shout out your social media? Just let the people know where they can find you for the culture.
For sure. Check me on my IG. I like to fucks with my IG heavy. Dallas, like the city, _ PENN, like Penn Station or Penn State, or William Penn, who was probably the slaveholder of my great grandfather. I'm sure some kind of connection like that.
Man.
But that's find me on your Googles, y'all. Dallas Penn. I'm old as fuck. Yeah, I'm that one. Not the young Dallas Penn, the old motherfucker.
The OG of your OG. The OG's OG. And it's the same shit for Twitter as well, right?
Yes, sir.
You got the blog
Twitter,
as well.
YouTube. I went and pulled everything. Facebook. I pulled all social into my name now so that, y'all can find out what I'm up to.
So everything is going to be in the description, guys. Definitely give Dallas a look-see. Definitely somebody you want to check out for any kind of news updates. He's always selling shit, too. Definitely keeps a close ear to the streets for anything hip-hop related as well.
I'm about to get on that Stray Rats wave.
He's on the Stray Rats wave now. Look at that. We got a co-signee. All right, man. Thank you for showing up, and thank you guys for listening, and we will talk to you later.
Peace.
All right, cool. Yeah, that was good, man.
Yeah. I like the way this feel.